prepared to bring you all the good stuff, point by point. We'll give you the long runs to the house and the great touches at the wall. We'll also show you all the athletic moves and all of the great celebrations. Sports Night is next.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sports Night. I'm Joe Young.
And I'm Howie Shapiro. Another week has gone by. We've got some good highlights tonight, but I can't believe there's only 2 football games left, which really tells me that the season is winding down.
Yeah, the weather has changed. The wind picked up over the weekend. A lot of leaves turned color and dropped to the ground. It is definitely getting to be the crunch time for all fall sports. We're talking playoffs for half the sports already.
Yeah, I can't. It's amazing. When I say 2 games left, I mean in the regular season, of course.
Of course.
Of course, the playoffs after that.
No question. You are correct. They close out the regular season with 2 division games coming up on Friday and then again on next Wednesday, and they need to get back to their winning ways before sections start. The Cardinals fell short for the 3rd straight week when they traveled to Chanhassen last Friday. The Red and White were already reeling after 2 straight losses and knew the Storm would be their greatest challenge of the season so far. Chanhassen was 4-1, coming off of 2 straight wins and playing in front of their homecoming crowd. Cardinals defense holding the Storm to a punt midway through the first. Jordan Doe fielding it at the 42, looking for some room, but Cody Brown punches the ball loose. Chanhassen able to recover inside the Coon Rapids 40. Playing in the mist and rain all night, the Storm normally a run-dominated offense, but they can air it out too. Jacob Miller finding Carson Halawadi behind the defense. 35 yards sets Chanhassen up at the 5. They go back to their strong running game from there, and this is some strong running by Rolando Alvarez, pushing not to be denied for the game's first score. But Coon Rapids has a very quick answer on their next possession. Jake Van Holzen fakes to Taylor, then takes off running. The Storm completely bid on the fake. Van Holzen isn't going to be caught. A 55-yard dash to the end zone, and it's tied at 7 after 1. Unfortunately for the Cardinals, it was all Storm after that, and they broke off a lot of big plays. Miller on the keeper early in the second quarter, gets to the edge, and he's gone. 47 yards for the score gives Chanhassen the lead. Storm had 8 plays over 20 yards in the game. 5 of them were running plays. This one may look familiar. Miller deep over the middle to Halawadi again. 35-yard strike down to the 1-yard line. Next play, it's Alvarez again, and this time much easier to the end zone from the 1. That made it 24-7 with less than 30 seconds left in the half. And they didn't let up in the second. First possession ends with a beautifully designed screenplay to Ryan Mashka. He's got all kinds of blockers. He's in untouched from 16 yards out. Chanhassen scored 38 unanswered points to put it out of reach. Cardinals do get 1 positive at the end, and the biggest play of the game, rarely used captain Nate Breams gets his first touch of the ball game, takes it to the house. 85-yard touchdown makes the 38-14 final a little bit more respectable. Nate Breams, 2 carries, 106 yards and a touch.
That's a pretty good average.
That's a nice average.
Chanhassen is a very good football team. They can do a lot to you both offensively and defensively. Their running game is incredible. Jacob Miller, that's his name, yeah, Jacob Miller. I forgot for a second.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. He certainly is a good quarterback. He can do it through the air and he can do it on the ground. Plus, they were missing their best running back who missed the game
and they still
by
put
injury.
up over 300 yards.
And they still put up a lot of offense.
And 38 unanswered points. And the big question, you know, the last few weeks they've been talking about 3 things, right? Getting the offense going, which still didn't really happen much against Chanhassen. Big plays, giving up big plays on defense and taking inopportune penalties, and they did both of those things again.
Well, you know, and those were the keys going into the game, is, you know, and the biggest key is the inopportune penalties, and you saw a lot of that. And as this season progresses, they have a couple of games left, both in their division.
Correct.
And which will be important games for them, but they really just want to get back on that winning track, because once the sections come along, that's when they have to play their best football.
Correct. They've got a couple of weeks to do it, and 2 beatable teams in the division in Armstrong and Hopkins. Hopkins is going to be, they lost 45-12 to St. Thomas Academy. Armstrong got a win, so they're going to come in on an up note coming to the Cardinals' place on Friday. And then the last team in the Suburban Blue is Forest Lake, and they lost 49-12 to Matamidi. So Cardinals still a chance to win the division, though.
They have that
They've only played the one. They are 1-0 in division play, 3-3 overall. Armstrong at 2-0. Cardinals hoping to change that in what will be Armstrong's final division game of the year.
Yeah, Cards made some adjustments in this game against Chanhassen. They're going to have to make some additional adjustments against Armstrong. They're a pretty good team as well, but they're going to be at home. They get an opportunity to get things back on track and hopefully get that win on Friday night.
Yeah, they'd love to be 6-0 at this point, but what you said is the real thing, is playing right at the end of the season. And I think this team has a lot of potential for a 3-0 or an 0 or a 3-3 team.
They have so many athletes, and it's just putting it all together, I think, and avoiding those mental mistakes, which really kill you.
Yeah. Tennis team had their district or their section tournament last week. The Cardinals, the number 9 seed, easily blow past Minneapolis Edison in the first round, 7-0. The Tommies unable to field second and third doubles. And the Cardinals win not only in straight sets all the way through the lineup, but don't give up a single game in the win over the Tommies. That put them up against a familiar foe in Rogers, and Rogers outlasted them again. Another 4-3 loss to the hands of the Royals. It's the second time they've lost 4-3 to the Royals this season. They did get a couple, though, of big third set wins. All three matches that went to third sets went in the Cardinals' favor, and unfortunately, they come up just short. But good season for a young team. And now they've got to look forward to individual sections starting next week.
Always tough to lose those 4-3 matches. You put your season at this point, and could have gone in one way or the other, and it's always tough to lose those.
Absolutely.
The volleyball team was busy last week. They had matches Tuesday through Thursday, and we're in Esco for a tournament on Saturday. It started with a visit from Robbinsdale Cooper on Tuesday. Two teams experiencing similar struggles this season and looking for positives before sections. Both saw this match as a great opportunity to get a W. Cardinals come out fast and set the pace early. Big kill for Becca Masteller on the left side. Helps them jump to a big lead right away. The Hawks never really able to challenge in this one. Lead was at double digits early, and the Cardinals defense was getting a great start at the net. Helps them to a 25-9 victory in the opening set. The second set stays close longer, and the Cards never trail. Masteller again on this point, just a little tap over the left hand. She was everywhere on the floor against Cooper. We're still in the second, and the Cardinals go back to Masteller again. Doesn't get a great strike on the ball, but the Hawks give her a second chance, and she nails it. Masteller with 14 kills and 3 blocks in the match. Cardinals win 25-15. Coon Rapids hoping to close it out in the third. The defense comes up big again. This time it's Ellie Biggins and Olivia Weiss combining for the block. Cooper was able to play with the lead for the first half of the third set, but the Cardinals were not to be denied, and they take control down the stretch. Weiss with a big kill in the middle part of a 15-4 run that helped them to complete the sweep with a 25-17 win.
Yeah, it was nice to see things going in their favor. Not a team that's seen a lot of positives all season long, and facing another team, at a similar spot and a similar level. But the Cardinals really took control. And what I really enjoyed watching, because we were obviously there, is that we saw a lot of good quality plays.
We did.
Whether it passes, sets, strikes, serves, defenses at the net, things that just move smoothly. And I don't know if it's a matter of having a lesser opponent on the other side, but a lot of that is mental. And if the girls can continue to play that way, loose and free, regardless of who's on the other side of the net, I think they could surprise some people in the tournament.
Well, going into this one, I mean, they knew that this was an opportunity for them to get a W, and I think to win it in 3 really builds a lot of confidence. You could have gone 5 with this team, but they really did a good job of controlling it and getting it really an early night.
Yep. Well, it was a bit of an early night on the other side when they went to Anoka. The Tornadoes, not very hospitable in beating the Cardinals 25-10, 14, and 11. And really just dominated start to finish. Back to Masteller again leading the team in kills. Galicia had 12 assists and 9 digs. Peyton Shevchuk shared the lead in digs with 9, and Michaela Wibber had 6 digs. Then on Saturday, the Cardinals in Esco for a tournament, And they went to 3 sets with Southridge, but ended up going 0-3 over the course of the tournament, losing to Esco, Southridge, and Hermantown. Hermantown, a very tight one, 26-24, 25-23, the set scores. Cardinals record now 4-13, and they've got a big week coming up.
They do.
They host Park Center on Tuesday, and then another home game on Thursday against Andover. And Howie?
We'll be there.
But that's not the reason it's a big deal. It's pink. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, October, and they're having their big Dig Pink for Breast Cancer Awareness event. Both teams, both Coon Rapids and Andover, are raising funds through this match. They're selling T-shirts at school. They'll have them at the game. They have the money will be raised to go to some local families in need. There's going to be some raffles and also some other things going on at Thursday's match. They really hope for a great turnout. So come on down to Roger E. Carlson Fieldhouse. Help support the volleyball team in its effort to fund some breast cancer awareness research.
And buy a T-shirt. The money is great, goes for a great cause, so make sure you do that as well.
All right, moving on. Swimming and diving had a couple of events, including the True Team over the weekend. It started against Anoka, the Cardinals on the road to face the Tornadoes on Tuesday.
Okay.
We were gonna. I thought we were gonna see the Anoka graphic,
but apparently not
first. But let's talk about Thursday then. The Cardinals. Oh, there it is.
There
it is. There you go. That's what I was waiting for. We got it.
Pause. Dramatic pause too.
Tornadoes giving the Cardinals a 101-77 loss. Emma Schmidt had a first-place finish in the 100 fly. Ella Hacker, a first-place finish in the 100 back. Megan Schultz, and this is an interesting one. You don't see her name next to second place very often.
Nope.
But there is another sophomore at Anoka who is outstanding as well, and they put those two up against one another head-to-head in both of their individual events. And Schultz came in second by a fraction in both the 100 free and the 100 breast. That'll be a fun battle to see coming up in individual sections and also for years to come. Tamala King finished in third place in both the 50 free and the 100 free. Well, on Thursday, the Cardinals' final home dual meet of the season, hosting a conference contender from Maple Grove. The Crimson have a lot of really strong swimmers, and their depth made them the team outcome almost inevitable. Still, it was an opportunity for the Cardinals to keep improving their times and a chance for some of their stars to shine against a top-notch squad. Perfect example, the first individual event of the night, the 200 free, and it's Cardinals freshman Ella Hacker setting the pace from start to finish. She's able to comfortably coast to the win, getting in the wall in 2 minutes, 5.33 seconds. Tamala King, another of the Cardinals leaders that continues to get stronger every meet. The junior able to hold off a late surge in the 50 free, get a fingertip win in 26.57. Everyone is aware, of course, of sophomore Megan Schultz, and it's no surprise to see her running away from the crowd in the 100 butterfly. She's downright dominant against this field, winning by more than 7 seconds in 59.31 seconds. King again, this time in the 100 free. She proves her strength in the sprints. Another close one, but she's going to out-touch this Crimson swimmer again. Her time, 58.33 seconds. Match already decided in Maple Grove's favor when they started the 100 backstroke, but Schultz doesn't need any help getting first place points in that event. Another great race by Schultz, way ahead of the competition, winning in 1 minute, 1.70 seconds. Cardinals have the talent, just not the depth to tip the scales quite yet against a team like Maple Grove.
You know, it was a fun night. We got to see some nice finishes from Coon Rapids. Coach Donaldson joined us in the booth and talked to us during the diving event. So it was a nice overall event.
It was, and you see how it's so interesting because Maple Grove, a number 1 contender.
Yep. They're good.
You know, but they had nobody who could go head for head with Megan Schultz.
Nope.
Anoka going to be in those 4 or 5 matches probably. But they've got someone that can go head-to-head with Schultz. So, in Coon Rapids, with the numbers growing, they're up to 40-some.
Almost 50.
48 now.
Yep.
If that keeps going, then the depth develops, and next thing you know, it's Maple Grove singing the story the Cardinals sang this year.
Well, let's hope that's the case.
Well, True Team sections took place over the weekend on Saturday at Northdale Middle School Pool. Cardinals finished 7th out of 7. However, they had, I don't remember exactly what it was, like 150 more points than they did last year. So they are showing some amazing improvements. And again, Coach Donaldson credits that to a lot of that depth that's starting to come up that are going to get those lower place points for the team and help the team as a whole. Megan Schultz, first place in the 100 butterfly, set a new 7AA True Team meet record in 57.90 seconds. She was second place in the 100 breast behind the girl from Anoka. Ella Hacker was third place in the 100 fly. They also had Emma Schmidt 10th place in the 100 fly. So 3 top 10 finishes in the 100 fly for the Cardinals. Tamala King had a 7th and an 8th place finish in the 200 and 500 free, respectively. Ella Hacker also finished in 9th place in the 200 IM. They are at St. Anthony Village on Tuesday, and then the Northwest Suburban Conference meets are next Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday.
Good things coming up.
So, and we will of course know
next week.
They'll be, again in that 11th, 12th place swim for the tournament. All right, boys cross country, my favorite. I've been
event.
waiting all week. Thundering Royal Elk Invite. Such a great name.
Isn't that great?
So much fun to say. Boys did really well. Fourth place, 117 points. There's like 15, 16 teams involved, so that's a really nice finish for the Cardinals. Noah Christensen, their top finisher, in 18th place. Nick Jorgensen was right behind him in 19th. Reed Smith finished 23rd. Johnson was 26th, and Andre Kemboy finished in 33rd place. Girls team finished 10th with a 2:26. Sarah Eichstad, the number 1 finisher, taking 18th. Rachel Weimholt was in 45th. Issa Hoagland in 59th. Lowe finished 64th, and Zoe Hoagland finished in 76th, just over 23 minutes. And this is a big week for the cross-country teams. They have the Northwest Suburban Conference Championships at Elk River Golf Course coming up on Wednesday of this week. Then they have a couple of weeks to prepare for sections.
Yeah, really in that event, both teams doing well, but a 4th place finish for the boys. That's excellent. Good job.
Yeah, outstanding, and a perfect time for that to be happening for the teams heading into the most important races of the season.
Correct.
Boys soccer team closed out the regular season last week with 3 games. It started against Osseo on Tuesday. The Orioles, a very tough club, and the Cardinals come up very short, losing 3-0 with dropping their record to 2-12, 1-10 in the conference.
Well, the Cardinals were right back at it the next night, hosting Maple Grove for their final home game of the season. The Crimson, well, they were in the middle of the Northwest Suburban Pack, but they were struggling a little as late in the year with losses in 3 of their previous 4 games. Both teams trying to close out the regular season strong and gain some momentum before the tournament time starts this week. Maple Grove starts the scoring right away just in the 3rd minute of play. High lofted shot from almost 35 yards out. Charlie Miller, away by Charlie Miller, keeper Caleb Winter can't get there, and it falls in for the Crimson to an early 1-0 lead. Well, they're going to add to that lead midway through the first. On the free kick, they set it up for Jack Glecker. He shoots low under the traffic just inside the left post. 2-0 Maple Grove at the half. Coon Rapids with a little jump in their step after the break. They cut into the lead right away. Abdisa Koji pushes it ahead to get Almir Begic behind the defense. He puts it past the keeper, and it's a 1-goal game just 2 minutes into the second. Nice goal there. Well, the Crimson keep the pressure on, trying to get themselves some cushion, but the Cardinals defense stands strong. Thomas Mena stepping up, play close into the net, and Jared Haida able to clear the area. There was more scoring, but there was no more scoring, sorry, and the Cardinals dropped their 9th straight, 2-1. Again, having some trouble putting balls in the back of the net.
Yeah, scoring is a struggle for both soccer teams, and if you know, they got one.
They did get one,
but that's not enough when you give up two.
That's correct.
Well, the Cardinals
Good math,
wrapped up.
by the way.
Thanks. Cardinals wrapped up the regular season in front of the home crowd, welcoming the team from Spring Lake Park. This is two teams absolutely thirsty as you can be for a win. The Cardinals' winless streak was 9 games dating back to September 10th. The Panthers was 10 games stretching all the way back to late August. Both desperate to get something positive before the playoffs. We have some highlights courtesy of our friends at North Metro and Blaine. Panthers attacking early. Gage Peterson finds some room, puts a shot toward the far post, gets past Kai Tweedy. Spring Lake Park has the early lead. And it holds until the second half. Cardinals with a free kick. Tejan Mensah goes direct. Keeper stops the ball but can't catch it. Almir Begic there to play it back out front. Dimitri Tkach, easy tap in. This one is headed to overtime. In the extra play, the Panthers able to pounce on another opportunity. Peterson able to boot this one behind the defense. Ahmed Musa runs onto it from a great angle, fires to the far post. No chance for the keeper on that one. Spring Lake Park up 2-1. A little early to celebrate, gentlemen. This is not golden goal, and the Cardinals glad that is the case. Another chance for them. Good strong shot from Begic from a ways out. Keeper again stops it, but doesn't grab it. Abdiza Koji taps in the rebound, and he shows them how to celebrate. He knows how to get it done. Cardinals settle for a tie, but 2 goals in a tie feels pretty good after the losing stretch and all of the struggles of getting the ball in the net.
Yeah, at the end of the season, the regular season anyway, an opportunity to maybe get a little bit of momentum going. Even though it was a tie, you did get a couple of goals as they take it into the section play.
I think they were all laying low.
They were, yeah, in the weeds.
Because now the records are 0-0. Starts over. Cardinals, the number 7 seed, will face Blaine Bengals at a 5 o'clock game at Blaine Bengals Stadium on Tuesday. Be there.
Or be square.
We can't show it to you live. It'll replay here hopefully by 8 o'clock on Tuesday night. Midnight. It can't be on at 8. Duluth East, the number 1 overall seed, they will welcome Cambridge Isani. Anoka hosts Forest Lake, and Andover will take on St. Francis in the first round. And we were there, Howie, when the boys took on Blaine, and the Bengals really controlled that game.
They did.
And kept the Cardinals deep in their own end almost all night long. But a 3-0 win, or a 3-0 loss, if you're looking at it from the Cardinals side, didn't feel good.
Never does.
But you're close enough. You're still in that game.
Well, and plus hopefully you're playing a little bit better than you were at that time of the year, and you're coming off a game where you scored a couple of goals. They take that momentum and they hopefully carry it over against Blaine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, the girls' final road game of the regular season took them to face one of the top teams in the Northwest Suburban. The Maple Grove Crimson were riding a 9-game unbeaten streak going back to early September. They were looking to close out the regular season strong and weren't about to let the Cardinals stand in their way. Maple Grove gets going early and show off their offensive skills, building the attack down the right side deep into the corner, the cross all the way back to the far post. Lexi Miller puts it out front. Brenna Saladin taps it home, and it's 1-0 Crimson. Maple Grove attacking again. This time it's off the free kick. Ball played toward the near side, and keeper Stephanie Bucoletto gets hung up in the post as she's shaken up and had to be replaced. Cardinals put in Rory Ritzenaya in the nets, and she was busy. Wouldn't matter who was in the nets for this one. Mackenzie Nash with a pretty placed shot, 2-0 Crimson. Nash comes in again just a couple of minutes later. Miller crashing down the left wing, crosses it to the front. Miller one-touches it off the crossbar, and the keeper and the net, 3-0 Crimson, just over 10 minutes in. We're still in the first. Another great chance for Maple Grove on offense. Abby Schulte able to get a prime scoring area. Ritzenaya dives, has to use her face to make the save, but she keeps it out of the net. That was about the only thing the Cardinals could celebrate all game long. Maple Grove ran away with this one, 9-0 the final.
Yeah, Maple Grove's a very, very good team, and when you're down to taking one of your best offensive players and putting him in net, you're in a pretty desperate spot. But
what are you going to do?
That situation would get better. It's been a long season for this girls soccer team. At least they got to finish the regular season at home under the lights, and they got to face another team that has struggled offensively all season long. Panthers had a couple of wins, but they were no Maple Grove by any stretch. It was a chance for the Cardinals to go out and have some fun playing soccer on their home field one last time. I know one girl who was definitely having fun. Keeper and captain Jolivia Gallegos missed much of the season with a shoulder injury. She comes way out to challenge this one, ends up getting called for the trip, and that leads to the PK. Kate Fetter lining it up. Gallegos dives, makes the save, gets some help from her defenders behind her. This one bounces around. She finally gets control of it, and I guarantee she's having fun being out there. Really good to see her get a chance to complete her senior year on the field with her teammates. She was busy against Spring Lake Park early on. Addison Stephanie put the shot right into her midsection, but the Cardinals would not let her go down alone. She went sliding in to keep that one away. In the second half, Cardinals get the perfectly placed ball. Kepke runs onto it behind the defense. Cross shot is good. She scores. Gives the Cardinals a lead, something they haven't played with in a very long time. And they played with it the rest of the night. They were not going to give it back. They were having too much fun. And they get to celebrate under the lights at home. A shutout for their keeper who returns.
All good things. Let's talk about momentum. Again, you've been struggling all season long. You get that win at the last regular season game of the year, and your keeper comes back, and now all of a sudden you got a good feeling. You got a little step going.
Well, it's got to be a lot, though.
Yeah, well, it does.
It's got to be a lot.
It does. It's because it's a big hurdle to jump over.
They are going back to Maple Grove.
Yeah.
That is where their playoff run will start. It's great to see them get that turned around, get that monkey off their back. They get a win on the season. Gallegos said we talked to her a little bit at the Blaine match. She was really bummed being, up in the press box and watching, during her senior year. So great for her to get back. I know that they're missing Maddie Karen, one of their other captains.
Yep.
Down with a foot injury. They'd wish to have her back, but do anything they can to just go out, have fun. Certainly nothing for them to lose going into an 8v1 scenario.
No, absolutely, and I'm sure Maple Grove's saying, "Oh, we beat them 9-0. We just can't look past anybody. But if we just play our game, they should get past it." But the Cardinals, like you said, they have nothing to lose. They go in feeling good, coming off that win, and hopefully give them a good game.
Well, we hope to see a lot of good games. We've got section boys playoffs on Tuesday. It will premiere here at midnight. Then we're at the Dig for Pink breast cancer awareness event for the volleyball team on Thursday. Live coverage starting at 7 o'clock. And then the final regular season home game for the football team as they welcome division rival Robbinsdale Armstrong Falcons.
And buy a shirt for Thursday night. Make sure it supports a great cause and come out and support the volleyball squad.
All right, but that's going to do it for this edition of Sports Night. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us, continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Young, saying good night.